I started my social media marketing agency about 10 months ago. In the last 3 months, I've done about 20K per month consistently. But the thing is, I started in the same place as you with zero testimonials, zero case studies, zero proof that I actually get them results. And if you're starting, that's probably the same thing that's holding you back. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I would start from scratch today if I had to do it all over again. The first part is picking a niche. After that, we're going to go into basically offer, outreach, sales, and service delivery. Now, first of all, with your niche, you don't want to spend more than 10 minutes on this. People overcomplicate it. What you want to ask yourself is, number one, what interests me? And two, what am I good at? / what do I have prior experience in? So I work with a guy who his mom runs a med spa. So of course it makes sense for him then to go in med spas because he has that experience. But take what you have and use it as your advantage. Everyone has something, just pick a niche, and that's the first part of it. Now that's not going to determine if it's a good niche, so I'm going to show you how. You want to ask yourself then, is it high ticket? This is why like barber shops and like stuff like that, like tattoos, aren't great niches because they need a lot of clients for them to make a lot of money. And if you're running ads for them and they make $100 per client, like it's just very tough to be profitable. So ideally you want to make sure it's about 3K or more per client. And then also the last part is, are there other six-figure agencies in this niche? And a lot of them, if it is high ticket, and then like, yes, there's going to be multiple six-figure, seven-figure agencies in this niche. So if you can answer all these positively, congrats, that's your niche right there. It's literally that simple. Use what you have to your advantage. What are you good at? Is it high ticket? And are there other big agencies in the space? Because you don't want to go into a brand new unproven niche because then you can't replicate what already works. And again, do not spend more than 10 minutes on this. So now that we have our niche out of the way, that's the first part, we need to create our offer. So first of all, what does your niche want? So what do roofers want? Roofers want jobs. An example is clients, patients, jobs, whatever you call it. Make sure you use it in the industry lingo though. Second is you want to pick one of these. So this is what you're actually delivering. So either Meta ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, social media management. I recommend going the ads route because they can be a lot more profitable, so much easier to sell, and way higher ticket. That's what I use for my agency as well. Now what you want to do is create a no risk guarantee around their dream outcome. And this is how, even if you don't have results or case studies, if you can put your money where your mouth is and actually put in a crazy good guarantee, not something stupid like, hey, if you don't see this in this amount of time, I'll give you your money back and give you my left kidney as an example, because people just don't believe that. But you want to make it as no risk, as low risk as possible. So what you can do is, or the first part of it is, the less risky the better. So the highest risk is going to be leads. Medium risk is appointments. The lowest risk is clients. So here's what the guarantees would look like. Now these are going to depend. The lower you go down on here, the better the guarantee is. If you the lowest risk you go, which is offering them, guaranteeing them clients, it's going to be a lot easier on sales calls and for people to sell to people. But also, it's going to be tougher for you to obviously fulfill, which is why it's more, you can charge more for this. But the lower you go down, the more money you can charge, the lower risk that you actually make it. So a high risk one would be leads. This is the highest risk. So example, 90 leads in 90 days or 100% money back. Appointments would be 10 in-person estimates in 90 days or 100% money back. And the lowest risk one for them would be 3 new jobs in 90 days or 100% money back. Because what's going to happen is, if you're guaranteeing leads, they're going to say, hey, but I get these leads. How do I know that they're actually serious? How do I know that they're good leads? And same with appointments. But if you actually guarantee them jobs, that's obviously the lowest risk. But a big part of it is how you can frame it. Like, you can go sell someone this offer for super, super high ticket. And the way you would do this, I'm not going to go into it a ton now, but it's all about how you actually frame it, how confident you are, which is huge in the beginning. That's how I signed my first paid in full, my first high ticket client with no case studies. Now, after we have that, see, we're going pretty quick here. We're going speedy. We're going to outreach. So now, how do we actually let people know about our stuff? We need to reach out to people and let them know that we exist. The easiest one you can do is just go on Google Maps and just call and text. So what we're going to do is, you're going to go to Google Maps, and what you're going to do is look up roofers in Chicago as an example. You're going to see all these right here. What you're going to do is just go down the list. Ideally, you can get like a Google Maps scraper to do this, but you're basically just going to copy the phone number. You're going to go to your spreadsheet, and you can see how simple this is. Put in the phone number, put in the company name, and you literally just go down the list. Now that's one right there. And all you're going to do with all of these is, you're going to text them and call them. So in the beginning, we need to do a lot of the low leverage tasks like texting and calling. It's not going to be automated in the beginning because we need to find out what works. So what you're going to do is when we have these phone numbers, we can text them and call them. You're going to start out by calling them and using this script right here, using a permission-based opener. Hey, I'm going to be completely honest, and using a pattern interrupt. So basically interrupting their pattern. They get a ton of cold calls every day, so we need to stand out immediately. And then basically just follow this exact script right here. And by the way, if you want this exact My Reward, literally the entire thing, just DM me on Instagram and I'll shoot it over to you. But you're going to use that cold call script. If they don't answer, you're going to use a simple SMS script right here. And basically this right here, this should get an extremely high response rate if you use both of these together, and if you also stay persistent with it. If you follow up with these, you're going to get a probably 95% response rate one way or the other. So once we have the outreach down, now we're booking calls. Now we need to actually have a way to sell these people. So I have my entire sales process right here. I'm not going to go through all of it, but basically the main part that you need to know is this is the discovery right here. So the discovery is the most important part of the call. You can do a pitch deck if you'd like. I personally don't use a pitch deck. I honestly used to, but it's if you don't use one, it's honestly better. But especially in the beginning, it is tough. So I actually would recommend using a pitch deck in the beginning. But a big part of it is a discovery. So what you basically want to do, I'll go through kind of the framework. What are you doing now? Like, how are you currently getting business? And then basically you want to find out what's the problem. So hey, if what you're doing now is working so well, why not just do more of that? Or hey, and then ask them, hey, what have you tried before? What you're trying to do is get as much ammunition as possible to figure out what they're doing, what they like, what they don't like about what they've tried, what they're currently doing with online leads as an example, so that when you pitch them, you can basically tie it to exactly what they're looking for. So hey, John, you know how you said you got really bad results with Google ads because the leads were just kind of low intent? Well, the Facebook ads that we run, the reason we do Facebook is because it can be a lot more targeted, but also we run video ads so people can see you and hear you before you actually reach out. And that's going to result in higher quality leads of people who actually know you, like you, and trust you before you ever speak with them. And you're just you're finding exactly what they like, what they don't like, and you're making your service basically fill that entire gap. Now, I had a misconception in the beginning that if you have like a really good guarantee like this, like a really low risk guarantee, that people are just going to be just wanting to pay you money. But it does make it harder. Like the guarantee does not, you don't want to lean on your guarantee to sell you. That's just like what's going to get you over the line. But your sales process is still extremely important. So that goes to show as well, if you're not great at sales, you're not super confident, I would recommend going with one of these higher risk ones, like a lead guarantee or a pay per lead type thing to get your first couple clients, and then you're going to get more confident, and then you can actually have a proper sales process, have some case studies and all that. But for this case, we're talking about 0 case studies, but the discovery is the most important part. That's where most of your time should be spent. And one of the highest leverage things you can do is when you start taking sales calls, download Fathom. It's just a free AI note taker. It takes notes in your calls, but you go back and you just watch the discovery portion of your call. Because if you can increase your close rate from 10% to 15%, you just increase your entire business by 50%. If you can go from 10 to 15% close rate. So it's one of the highest levers that you can pull, especially in the beginning when your close rate is going to be extremely low to start. But the discovery phase is super, super important. Now that we have actually clients, now you can worry about service delivery. What a lot of people do is they fall into the trap of worrying about, oh, how am I going to deliver results before I actually have any clients? How are you going to deliver results? How are you going to run ads if you don't have a single client? It's just counterintuitive, right? Like, stop worrying about sales before you even have appointments booked. You're going to cross that bridge once you come to it. Now that we're at service delivery, now that we actually have clients, I have this entire document here. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. Basically, like I have this ChatGPT prompt. You want to just kind of replicate what's already working is what it comes down to. Go look what's already working on the Facebook ad library. There's a lot of other things you can do to get higher quality leads, lower quality leads, to get more of them in, and all of that. But basically, like how you structure the campaign, it is pretty simple. A lot of people overcomplicate this. I have a separate video on this, which it'll be linked at the end of this video if you want to go check that out. But there's kind of a lot of things. But again, if you want this entire Miro board, just DM me on Instagram. But worry about that when it comes to it. But that's the whole process right there. Again, what you're going to do, number one, pick a niche, spend no more than 5 to 10 minutes. You're going to create your offer. The lower the risk, the better, but then it's going to be harder to fulfill. You're going to then do outreach, just simple Google Maps using this call script and text them. You're going to follow this exact sales script. And then once you get clients, you're going to deliver them amazing results because you follow exactly what I just showed you. And again, if you have any questions on any of this, want advice on SMMA just in general, just DM me on Instagram. I'm always happy to chat with you guys. Now, again, if you want to learn more about my service delivery process, go check the video out on the screen and I'll see you there.